What if I told you that the biggest threat to your home wasn't something you could see, like a crack in the foundation, but something you could actually breathe? It's this silent problem, and it can grow right under our noses, or, well, in this case, right above our heads in the attic and below our feet in the crawl space. So let me just ask you straight up. What do you think is the single biggest threat to your home that you probably can't even see? And no, it's not termites, it's not faulty wiring, it's something that absolutely loves one very, very common element. And that something is mold. And it just loves to hide out in what I call the forgotten zones, your attic and your crawl space. These are the places that can become the perfect breeding grounds for a problem that can hit both your health and your home's structure. So to really get a handle on the risk, we first need to figure out why these forgotten zones are such a problem to begin with. So let's start there. Why these two specific areas? What is it about attics and crawl spaces that makes them such a hot spot for mold? Well, it's really a perfect storm of four things. First, and this is the big one, is moisture. We're talking about anything from a slow roof leak to just simple condensation on pipes. Then, you've got limited ventilation. The air just sits there, it gets stagnant, and it traps all that moisture, creating this damp environment that mold just adores. The third factor is a simple one. These spaces are hidden. You're not in your crawl space every day, so a small problem can grow for months, even years, totally out of sight. And finally, debris. You know those old cardboard boxes or wood scraps? To us, it's junk. To mold, it's a buffet. And I really want to be clear here. This isn't just about a few ugly spots on the wood. The stakes are incredibly high. Unchecked mold growth is a serious threat both to your family and to the house itself. Think of it like a two-front war. On one side, it's attacking your family's health. Mold releases these tiny spores into the air you breathe, and that can trigger everything from allergies and asthma to more serious respiratory issues. But on the other side, it's literally eating your house. It causes wood rot, it weakens building materials, and that can lead to some truly catastrophic structural damage that costs an absolute fortune to fix. Okay, so the most important thing is catching it early. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit, because I want to empower you. Let's talk about how you can play mold detective in your own home and spot those early warning signs before things really get out of hand. So here's what you're going to look for. First, just use your eyes. See any dark, discolored stains on the wood beams or insulation? That's a huge red flag. Second, trust your nose. If you open up the attic hatch and get hit with that persistent, damp, musty odor, that is the classic calling card of mold. Third, check out the rooms nearby. Is the paint peeling on a ceiling right below the attic? That could mean moisture is seeping through. And finally, look for the source of it all. Any obvious signs of water damage, like old leaks or even just condensation. So, you found one of those signs. What now? Well, this is where the guesswork has to stop, and you call in the experts. What they do isn't magic, it's a very methodical, scientific process that's designed to give you clear answers. So let's kind of pull back the curtain on what a real pro inspection looks like. A professional inspection is super systematic. It all kicks off with a consultation where you just talk to them and explain what you found. Then they do their own visual check. Just like your detective work, but, with a highly trained eye. The really crucial next step is the moisture test. They use these specialized tools to find the hidden source of the water. If they find something, they might move on to sampling the air or surfaces to figure out exactly what kind of mold you're dealing with. And all of that gets wrapped up in a detailed report that gives you the complete picture and a clear plan of action. And one of the coolest gadgets they use is this thing, the moisture meter. This is absolutely key. It basically lets them see inside walls and under floors, detecting hidden pockets of moisture that you would never, ever spot with the naked eye. This is how they go from just seeing the symptoms to actually diagnosing the root cause of the problem. And this really gets to the heart of it all. This quote says, "A specialized inspection service is not just a precaution, but a necessary component of home maintenance." The big takeaway here is that we need to shift our mindset. This isn't just something you do when there's an emergency. It's preventative care for your house. Kind of like going for an annual checkup with your doctor. Okay, so we know how to find it and how to diagnose it. Let's talk about the most powerful step of all, prevention. An ounce of prevention is truly worth a pound of cure here. And this is your action plan for keeping your home safe for the long haul. It all comes down to controlling the environment. So here are the top 5 ways to do it. First, improve the ventilation to stop that stagnant, moist air from just sitting there. Second, seal any leaks the moment you find them. You got to cut off the water supply. Third, making sure you have proper insulation actually helps reduce condensation. Fourth, and this is a big one for crawl spaces, installing a vapor barrier. It's basically a big plastic sheet that acts like a shield to block moisture coming up from the ground. And finally, like we just talked about, make those annual inspections a regular part of your home maintenance routine.
Because at the end of the day, the benefits of staying on top of this are just huge. A mold-free home? It's not just about avoiding some expensive repairs. It means better health for your family, it means protecting your property value, and maybe most important of all, it means that crucial peace of mind you get from knowing your home is safe and sound.
So, I'll just leave you with this one last thought. After everything we've covered today, from the hidden dangers to the clear signs and the simple solutions, the only real question left to ask yourself is this: is it time for your home's health checkup?